Morning in Cat and Massa Taters, and this is the moment before Taters realizes that it's Taters Tuesday!
Happy Taters Tuesday!
It's probably Rapids Day also.
The one beta that we have on the Rapids is that Rapids be rippin'.
Yeah, but that was a guy in a jet ski. I make it a policy in life never to trust a guy in a jet ski about anything.
So I think we should just take the safe route and do the portage.
I think the safe route was staying home and napping. But last night I was getting lectured that we had to be very efficient in the morning. And now Taters is prioritizing the important things. There's a cute beaver video on Instagram. She really wants to.
I want to watch it again and again. Good morning.
Oh, yeah. I've been drinking coffee and I'm not awake. I showed her one little beaver video. And now she's awake. But sadly, despite her best efforts, we have now officially failed to make the FKT on the Mississippi. Day 16. We tried. Oh, not enough coffee in the universe.
But,
Some of us have to work in the morning, Bloody.
no work for me until August 21st. So, reading the YouTube comments, thank you for helping us identify those really cool blue caterpillars as forest tent caterpillars. Next, see if you can identify this bird or, I don't know, some other kind of critter that kept me up late last night. We have a little bit shorter of a day today. About 23 miles will get us into the town of St. Cloud. However, we do have one other dam to go around, and we are headed south, pretty much straight south for the first time since the start of the trip. We're not wiggling around a bunch, and the wind is blowing pretty much straight north. So the wind seems to always blow north around here, which means we are always paddling into a headwind. We do have an Airbnb in St. Cloud tonight. Much as I don't like to admit it, we are very much due for showers and laundry. Matt hasn't cuddled with me in like 4 days, so if I want that to start happening again, I think I need to get a shower. And then it just allows us to do a less rushed resupply as well.
Little known fact, the mosquitoes actually haven't gotten any better. We just smell so bad that they're all dying within a 5-foot radius of us.
As far as booking a hotel, there's a little bit more to think about now that we have the boat versus on our typical hiking trip. We don't want to be in a kind of high-rise hotel where we're up on the 3rd floor and the boat is locked to a tree down somewhere on the ground floor. That just wouldn't be good peace of mind, and people have had their boats stolen from towns on this river. So we're looking for either a single story where we can have the boat right outside our room, or something a little more private like this Airbnb. So this Airbnb is right on the river. We should be able to haul the canoe up. Downside, we have to haul it upstairs. But we should be able to haul the canoe up, leave it in the patio, and then it's a little basement suite with showers and laundry and everything. We also have, towards the end of the day, these rapids, Sauk rapids, Sauk rapids, feel free to correct my pronunciation on that. A kayaker actually died on them at the beginning of June. So we are taking those seriously, and the reality is we don't know anything about canoeing through whitewater. I mean, we just barely learned how to turn our canoe without going way, way wide or coming to a dead stop. So trying to communicate and figure stuff out on the fly, probably not going to go well. We also, although we do have bungees to be able to tie in our stuff somewhat, I'm not confident that we could tie our stuff to the canoe so well that if it flipped over, we wouldn't lose stuff.
Okay. Finally got Jen out of the tent. Whoa! Wow! That guy she disapproves of is always hiding in the bushes behind me, huh?
I get up so early. And then you stayed in the tent for so long.
Because somebody had to edit together all your clips from yesterday with the baby deer and the walking.
Oh,
Uh-oh. So despite Miss Taters there freaking out and losing sleep about it, we just found out that Tom and Jackie went through the Sauk Rapids and it was no big deal. It's all good. And
I don't know what to make of this. Is it just that the water levels make that big of a difference?
Yes, that is literally any
Or
rapid.
is it because they're in a kayak?
It's literally any rapid. I just got a really funny text message that popped up though, because I had been communicating with Tom and Jackie about the rapids. They just went through. And then I mentioned, oh yeah, Taters has been worried about that because that guy died. She's like, what? You didn't tell me that before the rapids. Leadership, inspiration. There are a couple of mosquitoes around here, but not near Minnesota levels of mosquitoes.
This whole time we've been seeing lots of clamshells scattered all around the riverbed. And every once in a while on the riverbank, we see a whole big pile of them where I presume some awesome otter or something was eating lunch. We hadn't yet seen any live ones. Mostly it's hard to see the bottom of the riverbed clearly enough. Anyway, just this morning coming out of camp, Matt found this little guy cruising along with his foot out, and you can see the track that he followed too.
And we are off. That was actually one of our better camps. Really flat, good spot to set up, just a little shallow getting in there, which meant we had to walk from like halfway across the river channel. These look to be farms. We could hear them pumping water last night, and there was a crop duster flying around this morning. And the weather report as of this morning is sunnier and hotter. Good for my batteries, kind of a bummer on us. Yesterday we were really hoping that maybe the headwind wouldn't be there today, but looks like once again going straight into it. You might think Taters is hard at work, like researching the trail ahead, learning how to paddle, any of that. No, she's just rewatching this cute beaver video I sent her on Instagram because, yeah. We actually just had our life jackets checked. I guess that was why I didn't respond to my good morning. That, and you look like a smelly pirate when you're dressed like that. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but yeah, this is just a grind. We're actually making decent time, but we're having to work really hard, and it just feels like it takes forever. Plus, if I stop paddling like this, then all of a sudden...
We're still moving forward, I think.
Barely. Ooh, look at that speed. I think we're beating one of those caterpillars. Steroid! I was just commenting that would make the coolest camp, but sadly no trespassing. Fortunately, we are finally at the damn dam. The damn danger dam! Jen says we're not allowed to paddle over the top of the dam again, so we're gonna do the boring portage thing. So we got the boat out, now we're just trying to figure out where to put it back in. We were told, oh, keep going until you see the grassy slope, but no good so far. Okay, there may have been some very, very minor trespassing to get back to the water without going over rocks, but we made it down. And this would normally be the point where we're flying along after a dam, but the wind is going so hard, it basically mostly keeps us still. No break from the wind, and we're only maybe a foot deep here. So every time we start moving, we have to watch out for rocks. And we have reached the thing that Taters was looking forward to so much, the Sauk Rapids. Nobody's died here in 3 weeks that we know of. It'll be fine, Jen. And here's the fun part. Well, that was fun. So Jen has one main job, it's just to keep us straight. And instead we decided, well, why not go sideways on this big rock and give Matt some leg workouts to like push off of. But it's okay, nobody died this week. Oh, look over there. That looks boring. Who would want to walk across that?
All right, so thanks very much to Jackie's and Tom's info. That definitely was not worth walking around. Wasn't that bad. Was enough to get my adrenaline up a lot. There's 2 big skills that I noticed coming into play there. Thankfully, we've already built these skills up a little bit. But
and not going sideways?
would have gone even smoother had we been even better at them. Number 1 is just turning in the fast-moving water, which that's just a muscle memory thing. And then the bigger one is probably communication, because with the boat being so big and Matt, taking up so much space.
I was speaking in pig Latin, clearly. I said, Don't let the boat turn that way.
I'm relying on Matt to give me quick, understandable info in the moment.
And that way, don't turn the boat. So that should be St. Cloud. There should be an Airbnb somewhere around here. There's somewhat of an open question about how big the stairs are to get the boat up to the people's house. The owners were concerned about it. Jen thinks it'll be fine, so what could go wrong? We are currently trying to find Jen's Airbnb. All we know is that it's up there somewhere. Riverfront. Bye, Jen. Interesting choices you've made. Oh, this is going to be fun. Jen does occasionally have a habit of just assuming things will be fine, whereas I like to check a little more. So my talking too much has officially helped us out here because we're trying to figure out how to store the boat without taking it up like 1 billion stairs, roughly. And I went back and I talked to some people and they're like, oh, just tie it up there. And we've been chatting with them. Taters got to pet their tortoise. Not a euphemism, actually a tortoise. We settled in at the Airbnb, took a very, very much needed shower, and then decided we were hungry and that we were going to walk across town to Mexican food.
So Matt didn't used to get nachos every single time we went to Mexican food. But now that it's become his thing, he feels obligated he has to get them every single time.
No, I just used to go to Mexican food without you. Unfortunately, it appears Taters is drunk. Fortunately, I'm here to act as a responsible adult. We're gonna walk across a train bridge now. Per the waitress that liked me, she will back me up saying that she drank all my beers.
That's not true.
Should we go back? She's nice. So if you see that little boat behind the train bridge that Jen wouldn't let me cross, our boat is hopefully tied up next to it.
It's safe.
But we haven't seen it for complaints.
It's hard walking away from our boat. It's hard not having the boat in sight.
I shall monitor the beer and margarita situation while you go check. Team Matt.
No, we're not. We don't need to go. It's safe.
I trust you. You're good enough. You can go do it yourself. You don't need me. You don't need me. You can go be empowered.
I definitely do. I think we established that as we were crossing the headwind section today.
That beaver video isn't going to watch itself.